Hello, welcome back. This will be our final lesson in combined inequality, solving these guys. Nothing too crazy here, just want to give you a little practice with a couple of additional problems. The problem is negative 8 less than or equal to negative 1 minus s less than negative 3. Now you know right away, by the way this problem is formulated with a variable in the middle surrounded by two of these guys, that it's an and kind of problem, and that the solution is going to be a segment of the number line, because that's how and problems are structured. So we need to break it up into two subproblems. This is the first one, and we'll just write it down exactly as it sits, negative 8 less than or equal to negative 1 minus s. And then we write the second one, we'll write the word and to remind ourselves, and then it'll be negative 1 minus s less than negative 3. Literally just taking each block and writing it down, each block and writing it down. All right, so let's work with this side. We want to leave the variable alone. We're not moving the variable around. We're going to move everything else. So we need to add 1 to get this over to the other side. So what we'll have is negative 8 plus 1 less than or equal to negative s. All I did was add 1 to the right, so the 1 dropped away, and I added 1 to the left. And what is negative 8 plus 1? It's going to be negative 7 less than or equal to negative s. Now, what we have to do to get s by itself is we need to divide both sides by negative 1. And when we do that, this inequality symbol is going to switch to the other direction, because when you multiply or divide an inequality by a negative number of any kind, you flip the direction. We've covered that many times. So let's go ahead and rewrite our problem, negative 7 and negative s over here. So what we're going to end up doing is we're going to divide this side by negative 1, divide this side by negative 1, and in the process, this inequality sign switches to the other direction. Divide both sides by negative 1, inequality switches. So what do I have on the left? What is negative 7 divided by negative 1? It's positive 7, greater than or equal to, what is negative s divided by negative 1? Of course, they cancel. That's the whole reason we did it. So what we have, you can write that if you'd like, and then what you have on the right-hand side is s. So reading this part of the answer from this direction, the variable, s is less than or equal to 7. Now that's only half the story. We have this guy here. Leave the variable alone, move the number over by adding 1. So what we're going to have is we'll add 1, so it'll disappear from the left. We'll have negative s less than negative 3 plus 1. All I did was add 1 to the left and 1 to the right. So I have negative s less than, what is negative 3 plus 1? That's negative 2. And I have the same deal. I need to divide both sides by negative 1, so let's just quickly rewrite the problem. Negative s, negative 2, we'll be dividing this by negative 1, dividing this by negative 1, and because we're dividing by a negative number, the inequality switches and flips the other direction.